So, in the year 1992, I wanted a Toyota Celica more than anything when I went to buy my new car. And I saw the new Camry and ended up with that instead, much to the surprise of my salesperson who I'd been working with for a couple months, and mostly everyone else surprised I didn't get a Celica. So, chalk it up to what could have been. Well, I was on Bring a Trailer a couple weeks ago, and I noticed this car, and it's from the state of Washington. Now I have my Pennsylvania plates on it, and it was advertised one owner. It was sold to the gentleman I purchased it from a year prior. So 29 years, this 30-year-old car was with the original owner. What's better is that it was serviced for all 30 of those years at the original selling dealership in Washington. What's better is that it has about 59,000, almost 60,000 miles on it. And if you look around, there is not any rust. There's all the trim is clean. The hubcaps are not original, but I have I have something coming tomorrow that will rectify that. The only flaws I can see on this is going to need a good, kind of cleaning, little detail, maybe a paint correction to really let it glow. It's shiny, but I think it could be shinier. And I would like to leave that to a professional. The other thing is there's a couple little scrapes on these painted mud flaps, and I'm really thinking about taking them off and having them resprayed. Especially this one here. This one's pretty gnarled up, but really, no rust. You can run your hand through. The undercarriage, you look underneath it, under the hood. I'll pop the hood in a moment, but let me open the door and show you a step back to 1993. Celica GT, original interior. I didn't think it came with mats, but it did. But I went on to eBay and ordered these as close as I could get, and they do them to the original factory patterns, and darned if they're not really, really clean, close or approximations of what you could get from Toyota back then. The carpet, nothing worn. The dashboard, nothing worn. Oh yeah, it's a 5-speed. I'm getting used to it. I haven't had a 5-speed in about 8 years, but it is a 2.2 liter Toyota 4-cylinder engine. That's a really, really good, reliable engine. Back seats fold down. I will open up the hood and the trunk and show you. Okay, under the hood. This is all original. But they still can see all of the factory screen printing. The washer fluid still able to be read. Underneath, very clean engine. So 2.2. I had this in my Camry, and it's a good engine. Original radiator. You have all your underhood components are clean. Your mat, your Toyota of the time serial number everywhere, and it's the original serial number. It came with a battery from 2020, a True Start, and it gave out after the first night of kind of driving around, and not too unusual with a car that is occasionally driven. So I took it to the Toyota dealer, and they were kind enough to give me a 50% reduction on another True Start. So everything's Toyota. This car has never had anything but, other than those hubcaps, I don't know where they came from. So I'll show you the back, and I'll show you a little bit behind the wheel. All right, factory GT spoiler. Look at the badging on this. I mean, I would excuse if this badging were pitted or anything. And you look at something, and it's all the little details when you hear something's all original and you kind of get suspect and you're like, I don't know. But I must have looked at this listing at least 50 times. And the original Celica repair manuals, I think those are Toyota dealership specific. So thank you, Jeff, if that were the case. They're very good. The Washington plates, the original mats, which, you know, they gave their lives for keeping the carpet good, so got a new set. We'll keep those for posterity. Seat folds down, but you know, in here we have our original jack and toolkit, and it's all there. In the listing, all of this was taken apart to see the spare tire well, and it is clean outside as it is here. Just again, you see another one of those original of the era Toyota VIN stickers everywhere. You know, just very, 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 very clean car. Power antenna, it works. Maybe the best calling card of this car work, which is the pop-ups. I think this is one of the nicest features. These things look like eggs. They would be called kind of jelly bean look cars, but the Celica at that time was a pretty big player in a market that really doesn't exist anymore. And they had gotten some competition and decided to go with this more aerodynamic look. This is a GT, so it has the fog lights. They're on. I didn't want to remove the front plate on there, so I ordered a Toyota plate. These are Celica dealer metal plates. My dad had an Avalon from '98, and of course everything on his was trimmed in gold. But those were dealership accessories. There wasn't something you got from a J.C. Whitney catalog. But the only thing I really wish it had a sunroof on it, because you know, all my cars I try to have a sunroof on them, but you can't be choosy when you get something that looks like it just warped out of I'll say 1994, 95. This looks like a 1 to 2 year old car. And I realized it's fun to fix up a car, and I really do want to fix this one up, but finding parts is next to impossible. I just did a video on this. I just got this one today. So yes, this came on Sunday. This came today, and today is, as I film this, Thursday. I send the intervention team to my home address, but these two cars are the show cars of the fleet. My plans for both of these cars is to really clean them up, really like go that extra detail to, if it looks like a 1 year old car, I want it to look like a brand new car. And this one, get it looking like a 1 year old car. I mean, but when you look at this, like both of these cars, I learned to drive on a car very similar to that. This was almost very similar to what I would have purchased for my very first new car. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of, you know, I'm kind of blown away that I have the opportunity to be the caretaker of both these. And my son's very upset with me. He thinks I'm going to sell this one, and I might be building a garage. But I have plans for this, and really it may be a little bit of a modification. So if I can't get all the trim, I could kind of paint this existing trim to match the lower cladding, which is going to be a different color and a slightly different silver here. Redo the wheels, you know, get it straightened out, and then kind of go from there. But that's probably going to be a winter, fall kind of project. I need somewhere to store it. I'm going to get this one and at least one of these out to storage, where I keep the other two. Yes, the other two. Keep them out there and keep them safe, keep them out of the way, keep my neighbors still talking to me, and have fun, because honestly, the reason I'm doing this brings me a great deal of joy, and I'm having fun with my son doing this sort of thing, and hopefully it's something that you remember having one of these. Today when I went to get the title for this one notarized at the bank out in Ohio, where 130 miles away where I went to get it today and drove it back, the lady that was there, her first car in high school was, yeah, you guessed it, in Pontiac 6000. So, you know, the part of the fun of having a car that's unusual, it was a common car in its time, but it's not common now, is that everyone had or knew someone that had one of these, and if it brings back a memory, starts a discussion. I'm finding a lot of fun in that. That helps me kind of break the ice with people and get to meet people. So hopefully you're a like-minded person. Hopefully you'd like to, you know, thank you for watching and tune back in, because you know, I have these little diversions and a couple others, and they make me very happy. Hopefully they make you all happy.